hate to be the one to break it to you, but sex education of the past failed us. Because birds and bees, they don't fuck. Welcome to Birds and Bees Don't Fuck, a show where we learn exactly how bad our formative sex education, or lack thereof, really was. I'm your host, Arielle Zadok. My guest today is an international burlesque performer, host, and instructor. You know him as the Cuban Missile Crisis of burlesque. Welcome to the show, Tito Bonito!
Hello, Arielle. Thank you for having me.
Oh my goodness. I am so happy that you're here. I'm going to set our little timer. Oh my God, I'm getting stuck on everything. What happens when you do everything by yourself?
Yeah, but that's the magic of also being able to edit your own stuff.
You know, we do not fuck around. I'm not going to edit that out. Y'all can see my imperfections.
I call it a Britney Spears edit. I will absolutely edit my imperfections out. I'll even edit out a video if it doesn't go that viral on my page.
Oh, but that's strategic, I feel like.
Isn't it all?
It is all. You know, you got to be, and with algorithms, you got to be so fucking intentional. They suppress us. So I just posted a reel being like, I'm coming back for season 3 and I got a Patreon because y'all have been asking. Also, this shit is expensive. Sidebar. But so I posted that and it got like 500 views versus everything else that's in like, 1,500, 3,000, whatever. And it's just like, y'all just don't want us to succeed. That's it.
That's true. You know, I have been shadow banned so long on Instagram that I haven't been able to go live for the last 3 years.
Whoa.
The live gets banned. The ban lift is lifted in April of this year.
Holy
So I'm trying my
shit.
best to never post anything, not even like spicy link, nothing. Nathan. I was like, y'all can just hit the link in the bio and find it all from there.
Y'all
if you
know
try.
what to do. Y'all know what. That's why we're on YouTube.
Oh.
This is on YouTube. And I really like.
So we can cuss. We can say anything.
Oh, we can say whatever the fuck we want.
Cunt. Sorry.
Say it again.
I never say that. Cunt with a V.
Cunt. We are giving cunt.
You are always so cute. Every time I see you.
Oh my God.
You look so cute. And I love an all black moment. I almost did that. As you can see, I'm like black from the bottom, but I love an all black, we're the weirdos, Mr. moment, from The Craft.
Yeah.
That type of stuff.
You know what? It was when I went purple that I slowly shifted my entire wardrobe to black, because once I turned purple, it did take like maybe a year before I was like fully everything I wear is black. I'll go burgundy sometimes, maybe a dash of purple because I have purple in my hair, but like this is just my aesthetic, which I feel like as a performer. And like when you see people in burlesque outside of the burlesque context, a lot of people are still kind of in an aesthetic or a vibe. And I feel like I've maybe just slowly shifted into that. Once I became purple, I was like, oh, this is who I am. And now I feel weird when I don't wear black. I'm like a cat with boots.
I unfortunately always look exactly the same no matter what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I will always just look like this face. I'm actually just starting to like play with makeup.
Ooh.
But I haven't done anything insane yet. I've just done a little eye makeup stuff. I'm still very much learning, but
me too. Makeup is hard. I get my lashes done so I don't have to do it.
Oh, wait, what you got? Because my mom got the like eyeliner. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell the world if my mom got, but she got the tattoo of the eyeliner.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was like, they put a needle on your eye. That's nutty.
Yeah.
Wait, you got your eyelashes?
So I get eyelash extensions. And then I literally don't do shit unless I'm on stage. If I'm on stage, I'll do like a full face, but I'm not even good at it. So other than that, I just like put on red lips, and it's expensive, but it's just like, but it's worth it because then I feel good all the time. I could be on camera all the time. If I don't put on makeup for stage, like if it's not, obviously if I'm like performing, but if I'm the consent director at the play, and I do usually put makeup on there, but like if I'm just like in it and I have too much to do, I don't feel bad about not having to. I put on a red lip, I'm done. Like my hair, I am a lazy bitch. I get my hair dyed twice a year, and otherwise I just have dye in my shower. So every time I wash my hair, it's like done. And then I get my lashes done I do my own nails. That's not very lazy. It's a lot of work, but you know, it's just shit is expensive. Please join the Patreon. I need be my daddy. Okay. I
You don't
love
have,
my dad, but I need a daddy.
do you not have daddies?
No, I don't have
Okay, so
daddies.
that's what we're gonna fix in 2020 sex.
Yes.
Is we're absolutely gonna get us some daddies because we are hot and we are so talented. And the fact that
Yes.
we don't have daddies
I
is a
know.
literal crime.
It's a nightmare.
It's a living nightmare.
And I will not have sex with you, but I will teach you how to have great sex with other people because I'm highly qualified to do so.
I'm
Be
not
my
highly
daddy.
qualified to teach you, but I will absolutely teach you how to have sex with other people. I'll watch.
Yeah.
I love the idea of not doing it with them too. Just give me my money. Let me
Yes.
make my art. I'll be as naked
Yes.
for you as you want.
Yeah.
But I don't even want to just be asexual. Just be like, give me
Yes.
my money.
Yeah. I actually am kind of on the scale of that because I'm such a demisexual, graysexual, which is like, I am just like, I'm just not horny that much. But if I am with someone and I'm like because sex begets sex, right? So like if I'm with someone and that erotic energy is there and it's switched on, or if I'm like performing a lot, because that's a different type of erotic energy, but it's not horny energy. Like they're very different. But like if I'm with someone that like, if I'm getting dick down, like, fuck it. I am like, but I'm so incredibly particular and like, if you are lucky enough to fuck me at all, let alone more than once, like God bless you, because you are few and far between. I mean,
So
not really that
is
few,
it like when
but
the lawnmower, like when it takes a second, it's like you don't like start off right away horny. It takes, a little bit for you to have your mind opened up, for you to like feel into the person. But once it gets going, it's like
it
on.
depends on the energy. Like I'm very
Yeah.
energetic. That's why like dating apps absolutely do not work
No.
for me. Like we can have great banter. You can be super cute, all that shit. You can like check all the boxes in terms of like your kinks and how you speak about things, whatever. But if that energy isn't
The
there,
vibe.
like I need vibes. I
Yeah.
need vibes.
And a lot of the times people are putting a facade when they use a lot of the terminology that they learn. So I feel like being online, it's either you are hitting it's a bot,
Yeah.
it's a person that's faking what they're saying, or it's an actual great person, but they've already met someone. So it's like, I'd rather
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, my best partners have been partnered with other people. Like they have been the people who have treated me the best, who like I have one partner right now who's in my friends group. I love his wife. We're friends too. Like we have like a fun little kinky friend group, which is great. Like when you can fuck your friends, it's fucking great because you don't have to worry about anything else.
See, I'm
Like,
a gay man, so we don't do it in a fun way when we're fucking each other as friends. We do it in a really weird way. So I would love to bring the like, let's just fuck. Let's just be friends. Let's like not overthink it. Let's just have
yeah.
fun. That's
Yeah.
not really a gay man thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really a straight person thing either.
Facts. That's true.
It's very
That's
much
true.
just like a lifestyle thing. And like if you are, and everyone is different in the lifestyle too, because there are some people that are absolutely not like that. I just happen to be incredibly fortunate that I have a group of friends where we do play together, but we also do like really smart things together. And we like have movie nights. And somehow I always wind up having sex on those movie nights.
I love that.
I always wind up playing on the couch.
But that doesn't
while other people are enjoying the movie.
That also means you're very intuitive and you know how to bring the right people around you, which is super important, especially when you're dealing with any sort of sexual.
Oh, 100%.
energy.
And I have to, it is another friend of mine that has like curated this group. And we dated for like a couple of months and like it wasn't a good dating match. And also like I knew he was in love with someone else and they're together and it's great. And I love being right about those things. If there's one gift that I have, it's that I'm always right about a man. I will fucking call that shit, my man or otherwise. And I always wind up right. But I guess that's why I'm a coach and educator and like I do these types of things. But it is very interesting. I'm like, I would love to be wrong one time. Maybe.
No, trust your intuition, love your intuition. Because I feel like I have that really good with other people, but finding a match personally for myself is like super excruciating. And like, I'm very bad at it. And I think I am getting better the older I get, but the older I get, the more I'm just like, I'd rather just be alone.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather just not deal with all of this and just pick and choose. There's so many fun ways for men to have sex in the world, which brings me to a different point because I've been talking to a lot of my lesbian friends. We gay men have Grindr, we have sniffies, we got every fucking thing. We got the Republican conventions.
That's
so
right.
how is it going to be possible for women and adjacent femme bodies to have some sort of app? Like we were talking
Yeah.
about maybe Scissor or something like that, where y'all can
Yeah.
have a networking location, geolocation tagging
Mhm.
hookup app for the ladies, for the
Yeah.
femmes.
Yes, the femmes need it too. And just because
Yeah.
like I think that there's just this idea, it's patriarchy, right? Like there's this idea that women don't want to fuck or they don't want to just have sex. And I'll tell you what, I just want to fuck. Like, but I do need to know who you are and trust you and everything like that. But like, if I just have a lover that I can like drop in, let's get down, let's have like this beautiful, intimate, like, fuck yeah night, and then you don't bother me again, that's great.
But you also have to get all of the weird shit that happens with Grindr, with bathhouses.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
bathhouses, people be walking in bathhouses barefoot.
Yeah.
Are the femme ladies gonna be in a dark,
No, they will be in
dungy?
fucking Crocs.
I
Bet.
will
Okay.
be the exact same. I literally have never gone to a bathhouse and been barefoot. I'm the only asshole in either sandals that say like Puma on them.
Ooh, I do need some good bathhouse because, well, the bathhouse are different than like a Korean spa. But when I go to We Spa, sometimes I do forget to put my little slippers back on. I need good slides. I need some good
Yeah,
little
but
slides.
see, I feel like We Spa is
It's not, you're not having
cleaner.
sex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's a
There's a
little bit
different
different.
level of health involved when you're having
A
sex.
little
Yeah,
bit. Yeah. I mean, I would not hate a bathhouse but I would want everyone there, but also like men shift to space.
No, absolutely. Because also, I recently, this last year, I went to a bathhouse twice where it was trans night. And the first night, I didn't
Ooh.
realize it was trans night. I was just like, where's everybody's dick? And
Yeah.
then, and I had so much fun. So it just made me be like, I wish that things were more open, but also not exclusive, because a lot
Yeah.
of these things have been built by men from the past. And like,
Yeah.
but a lot of bathhouses, especially in LA, are closing or have closed. So it's like maybe there's a rise of like femme bathhouses, femme. The apps are
Yes.
weird because it's still kind of like a dating app where you really do have to like not trust these people because men will love to just fuck somebody. Like,
Yeah.
will you allow somebody to show up to your house and not look like their pictures and then still fuck them?
Hard fucking no, bro.
See, but most of the men on Grindr will
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
yes. That's crazy to
I
me.
mean, it is a very different, it's just a different way of being. And ultimately, it's the foundation of safety. Like for women, I think even between women, because it's so ingrained in us that behavior can get us killed and has gotten us killed. So or raped or whatever the case is. I think it's just that foundation that even if it's in a femme only space, I think maybe that fear is still so locked into our nervous systems that it still makes it really hard to do it. Not saying that there are not people who do, there for sure are,
Mhm.
but it's a lot fewer and far between. And I don't think it's because women have to have a connection or anything like that. Like all of us have a variety of sexual orientations, which include demisexual, pansexual, whatever. Like some people do need to have that connection in that relationship first. Not everyone. Just because you got a pussy doesn't mean you need to have like this fucking heart to heart first. Some bitches just want to fuck, but it's
Yeah.
not safe. So I
Yeah.
think that it really is interesting. And first of all, I would love to see that created. So if anyone wants to fund me, I will fucking create it because I know a lot of software engineers. I just need the money. So pay me. Let's start a startup. Let's fucking go because I can absolutely make that shit happen. But I think it would be interesting to see because of that underlying foundation of it's not safe for us to do these things, or the judgment or the shame or the guilt, or like there's so many layers to femme sexuality and female sexuality. And I'm very explicitly using femme and female because femme doesn't matter what your body parts are. Maybe it's even harder for people who have like people with pussies who are masked, or vaginas and vulvas who are masked. Like, I think that's another layer of it too. But
Yeah.
it's such a fucking interesting, so many layers to that. We need it. We need it.
We need it. It's so crazy how easily accessible violence is to us as Americans and
Mm-hmm.
how much shame is attached to sexuality
Yeah.
and just sex in general. And that's the more natural of the two.
Yes.
So I really wish that, like, as crazy as things are now, that's always my forefront in my art and the way that I like look at things and the way I present myself as a person that isn't an artist as well, is just someone who is trying to push that narrative of like can we open up our minds to like realizing how traumatic and dangerous it is to continuously like praise the people who love a murder podcast and a murder show and unsolved mysteries and all of that, but I'm too sensitive. I can't do all of that.
Yeah.
So I would really love, more of that.
But that comes down to safety as well, though, because a lot of women are listening, because the primary demographic of those podcasts are women. And a big reason why women are listening to those things is because they want to know how to protect themselves. And if you know what's happened and like how this got to that point and like what are the red flags, what are the warning signs, what do I need to look out for? It becomes like self-preservation, but it's also very scary and toxic, and it's not good. I got real into cult podcasts and scam podcasts. I just think it's fascinating. Like psychology is fascinating to me. I don't need to hear about violence, although there is one that I do listen to, which is pretty good. But they talk a lot about like the psychology and like the life of each person involved, which I think is really interesting. But like it got to a point where I was like, I should probably stop listening to so many cult podcasts like this. Surely, like, I feel fine. Am I? No, not really. I live in Los Angeles and I work in entertainment. So, like, not fine. But it got to the point where I was like, okay, I think you need to make a conscious decision to maybe not. And also, I think I have listened to every cult podcast. I've listened to every story. So
you can have a little countdown or start your own.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding. I love this one. That's the reason why I also am very grateful to be on this podcast, because I love the idea that you present, which is to be able to talk about sex and make it just something natural, something that everyone could talk about. And I think it is really, really tough for people. So I appreciate your work.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. And, for a long time, I felt like maybe it wasn't enough to just be doing the show. And then I was like, first of all, the shit that you got to do to coach, like I love coaching, don't get me wrong, but like I don't want to be in y'all's inboxes every day. I don't want to have to do the social media. Like I'm not an influencer. I have no interest in being an influencer, but you have to do that to be a coach. And I've been a coach since 2014. So I've been on that ride on and off. Production always took precedence. That was always the love of my life and it will remain. But yeah, I got to the point where I was like, girl, the show is enough. Like this is the thing. Like first of all, get yourself on a fucking Patreon because you need to monetize this as well. Like this is a full-time fucking job. I have zero help, which I'm not complaining about because I do love doing it. But like, I think it comes down to we always so often it's this idea of like it's not enough. I have to do more. But it's like this in and of itself is a lot.
Absolutely enough. It's absolutely enough. Like the idea that rest is not medicine.
Yes.
The idea that we always have to be. We're enough.
We're enough.
And whatever we do, just existing, just surviving is enough. I love y'all. Like it's I think the older I'm getting, the more, and a little bit of help from therapy.
Yeah.
But the older I'm getting, the more I am not caring about others' opinions.
Yeah.
Like as long as I'm not hurting nobody, as long as I am actively trying to better myself and learn about things that I don't understand, that's enough for me. That's enough for me.
Curiosity, right? Like curiosity, first of all, is one of the best things you can do for sex and sexuality. It's one of the best things you can do for partnership. But even in terms of like your own stability and mental health and nervous system, keeping curiosity at the forefront, especially if you're in like any sort of altercation or anything like that, which is fucking hard. I'm not always great at it. So, fine. But
what do you mean an altercation?
Like when someone's acting a fool.
Heard.
You got to put them in their place.
Heard.
Listen, I'm a Leo with a lot of Virgo placement. So like if you get me to the point where I need to drop some truth, you're not going to fucking like it.
I'm a Scorpio with Virgo placement. So I'll just...
With what placement? I'm sorry.
Virgo.
Okay.
Virgo.
So
I will just leave you. I'll just leave you. I'll just be like, where did Tito go?
Yeah. Yeah. I love a Scorpio, so that's why I probably love you. I mean, I love you for a lot of reasons, but knowing that you're a Scorpio, I'm just like...
I only get that love from artists. I never get that love from anybody that fucks with astrology outside of the artist realm. Is very much like when I tell them I'm a Scorpio, or they're like, when's your birthday? They're like all the time.
Y'all get a lot. You get a bad rep, but like, and listen, Leos and Scorpios are known to like not always be a great pair, but the majority of my partners have been Scorpios, like my long-term partners too, whether it was just like an affair type thing, lovership, whatever. I have had multiple years long relationships with Scorpios. I fucking love y'all. I love y'all.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
What is your least favorite thing about Scorpios?
They're all different.
They're
all different.
Message.
Yes. All of them, they have all been so fucking different that the only thread I can find between them is that the sexual energy that I have with them is good enough for me to A, fuck them in the first place, and B, keep doing it.
We love sex.
Yes, and
we
so
love
do
it.
I, but it has to be good, and I'm very particular.
Oh yeah, we don't love bad sex. Yeah, we don't love bad sex.
No. I had a lot of that growing up. So like, yeah, it is really interesting because I mean, I had one partner that I was with for like 4 years that was extremely avoidant, and he was very Scorpio, but none of the Scorpios that I've been with have been very like quintessential, like stingy or quiet or like withdrawn or shady. Like they've really, I've not seen that side of them, thankfully, or maybe I just choose them well.
See, I'm stingy, but it takes so long and I need to love you. And at the end of the day, there's a part of my brain that a lot of that feels like, because I am not quite, I love to talk about my emotions.
Yeah.
And I would love to talk about them at exhaustion.
Yeah.
It is something that is very hard to find in a male partner because most men don't want to do that. I will talk about that for hours on end. But the stingy, I feel like was very much me as a kid. Like I was very like 0 to 100 really easily. But then once I came out, I kind of got I just had to get dick down a few times and the sting went away.
Tell you what, getting dick down or pussy down, whatever you're down with, like
a lot.
It will improve your life.
It will improve your mood, if anything.
Yes, it does. I mean, literally the things that are happening in your body, you're getting oxytocin, you're getting dopamine, your serotonin is up. Like it is good for you. Good sex, whether you're with yourself or someone else, is quite literally healthy for your mental health.
And isn't it true that men have the prostate in their anus?
In fact, they do. That is the only way you can access the prostate.
The only way you can access it.
The only way.
So that means that if I don't trust someone else to access it, perhaps my curiosity without fear would allow me to do that to myself and achieve the greatest orgasm possibly of my life.
Yeah, I mean, it's your body. You get to do whatever it is that you want to. It just makes sure that you always have a stopper.
What's a stopper?
A stopper is something that you're going to put at the end of something that's going to go up your butt because your butthole it's a vacuum.
And I've seen a lot of episodes of Sex Sent Me to the Emergency Room. Have you ever seen that?
Yes. Well, I haven't seen it, but I do know for a fact that is like one of the number one things that they deal with is people putting stuff up their butts because y'all are curious and you should be. It's your body. But get a lot of lube. Make sure you're nice and relaxed. Start with a little pinky, go around the rim, enjoy that. If it wants to go in a little bit, try that. Maybe try a bigger finger, start playing around. They have prostate massagers. They have all sorts of different sized anal plugs too, butt plugs. They're fun. I just had someone on the show that I don't know if she's going to come before or after you. Maybe at the same time. No, that won't be. We do 1 week at a time.
I love it because it sounded shady, but it wasn't. It was just like real. Like sometimes the episodes are not in order. Sorry.
Yeah. But she actually started a butt plug company called Amor Sui that is butt plugs for women. Because most toys are made for men by men and for male bodies, and then women use them or whatever. So the point is that there are so many different types of butt plugs and prostate massagers and so many different things that you can play with. So please do not use a Sharpie or a little Lego or a little army man.
Oh my God.
These are car.
I'm so glad this is not the bottom that I grew up because I at least waited for a cucumber. Something that was long enough that I knew I wasn't going to let the whole thing go in. I was in control of it. But also
a cucumber is dangerous, I feel like.
Well, I said when I was starting and then I've learned so. Yeah. But army man
An army
is
man.
tripping me out. That's
Mm-hmm.
wild. And then do you like the difference, especially when you're working around the anus area that likes to like push things out as much as it vacuums? Do you like the idea of a silicone base or a water based lube?
So it depends on the toy that you're using. So if you are using a silicone toy, a silicone lube will deteriorate the toy. Similarly to an oil-based lube will deteriorate a condom. So if you are playing with condoms, which you should be with new partners unless you're fluid bonded and have very responsible conversations and get testing and manage that well. Um, you do not want to use an oil-based lube with a condom because it will deteriorate the condom, and you do not want to use a silicone-based lube with a silicone toy because it will deteriorate the silicone. So water-based lubes are great for anal play. They're great for condoms. If you're fluid bonded with someone, then and you're not using a toy, then you can play around with silicone, oil, water. Like you've got lots more options. But if you're going to involve a toy of any sort, then you do not want to, or that's made with silicone, then you do not want to use you don't want to use a silicone based lube. But there are also glass toys. There are ones that are made of metal. What else other than like silicone? Oh, crystals. My favorite dildo is a crystal dildo, and that's from Shock Rubs, and they do make a butt plug as well. So there's lots of different materials. So you really want to research what is the act that you're trying to do? Like what is the body part? What's going in? What if it's going in? If it's not going in, what's going in? What's the material? Like we can't just go like willy nilly doing these things, you know?
Yeah, but a lot of people, especially men, are like, that's a lot of work that you
I
just that I
know.
don't want to research Nathan. I don't want to do none of that. But I honestly did not know that about
Yeah.
water based and transferring that with silicone. And that's
Mhm.
really interesting because I absolutely in my mind, it feels like you would use silicone
I know,
with
you
a
would think,
silicone toy.
right? Yeah.
So
Yeah, but you don't want to do that because it's going to deteriorate. And then, like, they are made with body safe materials, but you still don't want that body safe material deteriorating in your body or doing anything weird like that.
yeah, no,
So,
absolutely not.
yeah, so it is one of those things that you just kind of have to know what you're doing and what you're playing with. And this is why sex education is so important. And thank you for listening to the show because now you know about lube.
And this is why I always tell people that I wish Pornhub and like the porn websites had a section that was just education. Cause
Yes.
it's not even like why not? Like I understand why not. But why
And
not?
yeah, I mean, so I was just at XBiz, which is the expo for the adult industry. So the first week of it is all about toys, distributors, retailers, manufacturers, all of that. And then the second week of it is about the adult entertainment industry. So
Okay.
I was in a talk, a roundtable with Clips for Sale, giving them
Okay.
a free shout out, I guess. And that was something that because they're very into like kinks fetishes, which kinks and fetishes are different by the way, but they're more of like a kink site. And so what I was thinking about for them was like that's a great opportunity. Not that people watching are always going to buy the education side of things, but if you're going down the rabbit hole of gooning, which is a new one that I just recently
I
learned.
love Gooning.
Do you want to tell the people what gooning is?
Yeah, gooning is when you are masturbating to the point where you are so in a state of like mental peace that your face can just exaggerate and just like your eyes can cross, your tongue gets like loose and just falls out of your body and you can't hold your drool back. And you just get, for lack of a better phrase, stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels so euphoric, feels so and there might be other parts to it, but that's what I because it feels regularly, not that it's a new thing, but that the terminology for describing it
Yeah.
feels newer.
Yeah. And really, that comes down to when we masturbate, we tend to just be like, one, two, three. I know the steps to take. I can get myself off in like literally 3 minutes, like start to finish, right? We know what our bodies need. An orgasm is mostly just a response to stimulus. That's it. So if you put the right stimulus there, it's like squirting too. Squirting doesn't necessarily feel good, it's a response to stimulus. So when we slow it down, and we actually create an experience, which is what makes sex good, is creating that experience, and you're doing it for yourself, Now, and you should be doing this with partners too. Not should. You don't want to shoot
Yeah, I
all
was
over
like,
yourself, but like,
I'm mostly goon for other people because
exactly.
it's half me,
That's the goal.
but it's also performance. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so when we're like slowing things down and really embodying the experience and building the experience, like, yeah, you're going to basically get yourself into a substate, which is when you're doing Dom sub play. Substate is when your cognitive brain, it's just like that baby switched off. You are all in your amygdala, you are all in your sensations, you are like, you're in a trance state because things have just switched off, and it's like the yummiest fucking thing. I'm tying with a friend next week and I'm so fucking excited because
I
I'm
love it because
like, send me.
it's also just the idea of like a performance, like burlesque. Like
Yeah.
you can take off your clothes
Mm-hmm.
and just throw them on the floor and walk off stage, and it takes 15 seconds.
Yeah.
But if you take your time
Mm.
and you have fun with it and you enjoy every delectable second of it, is so much more
Yes.
rewarding.
Absolutely. And she fucking loves you. Rosie is sitting right underneath him and
I love
she
Rosie.
loves him. This is very cute. She's usually fussing at some point, but like Rosie whisper, you guys have a bond.
Do your guests usually go directly to your dog and just start petting it and like what?
Sometimes, not
Because I
always.
went
She
straight to
demands
that. I
it.
went straight. I said,
Yeah.
"You barked twice." I heard.
You knew exactly what
I
to do.
love it. But see, I'm very submissive, and I very much even in my regular life with my non-sexual relationships, I feel very much like rewarded by making other people happy,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't change in any aspect of like me being on stage, me being off stage, me in the bedroom. Like I love submitting and knowing what you want and making
Mm-hmm.
that happen because it's going to make me get what I want.
Yeah. Yeah. I can agree with that to a degree because I think it's also different being in a female body and being socialized as a woman. It's a little bit different, but I am definitely a sub. With her, I'm a brat. She tries to dom me, and I'm like, what? And then I do it anyway.
But come on, look at this little
Yeah,
dom.
I know. She's a cutie
But
patootie.
also a lot of people that are in the sex world will like have heard this phrase more than people that don't. But it's like usually you understand that the sub is the person that's in charge, and
Literally
it's
had that conversation today. Literally, because we were talking about, so this is the person that I'm tying with, and he studied in Japan. And I was like, oh, like, I'm excited to be your bunny again. Like, can't wait, whatever. And I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot. I know Japan doesn't use that. The term rope bunny actually came from American soldiers being in Japan and the Playboy bunny culture and them learning about shibari and then putting this bunny caricature over the receiver. So in Japan, they call them the receiver versus like a top or a bottom or anything like that. And he was saying that in Japan, it's also more contextualized by like a longer term collaboration and more of like artist muse or giver receiver. And I'm just like, yes, I want
I
to be your muse.
love being a receiving muse.
Yes,
A receiving
absolutely.
muse.
Yeah, a
Absolutely.
receiving muse. Like, um, but also I am very dominant. I'm a producer. I get shit done. So I need to be able to trust that you can fucking handle it. And most people cannot handle it, which is like the curse of sometimes being a producer because like we just operate at such a different level than other people do because we have to handle so much and code switch and whatever. So
And
it
that's
is.
what makes me a bad a producer or person in charge is because my brain, especially as a Latino man, is
Yeah.
very much like if if I have to ask you more than
Mm,
once, I'd rather just do it myself.
yeah.
And like if I can do it, I'll just do it because I want it to be a fun experience, but a lot of the times when things are kind of fun, you can like lose a little bit of the professionalism. And when that kind of goes, if you don't have things built on that sort of like foundation of professionalism, then the fun can get kind of like all over the place. And that's when I'm like, then I'll get mad,
Yeah.
but I won't ever get to that mad part because I'll just do it myself and then just be frustrated that I did it myself.
Yeah, and then you're
So,
not in that flow state. Like they are very different things, but
mm.
that's where the power of like bringing in a good team is so important, but it's hard to find good people. It's hard to like build that team. But I do want to ask you,
Oh, what do you want to ask me?
where did you grow up?
I grew up in Miami, Florida, America's penis.
Ah!
Uh, And but technically I grew up in Miami, Florida for 20 years, and then I went to Chicago for college, and I spent almost a decade there before coming to California.
Yeah. So in Miami, what do you remember about your sex education?
My what if if can I say my earliest
Yeah,
gay memory?
definitely.
Like I remember being gay as long as I can remember, and I remember even to the point where when I was coming here today, it like dawned on me when I was in maybe pre-K. I had the biggest crush on this boy, and when you get to school early, you can like hang out, have breakfast before you go to like your whatever first class.
Ooh, I love that.
And I was always late to school, and I always missed that because my parents had this like basically like 9 to 3 job. Like they kind of had a little bit of like leniency, but they had regular work, and they were together. So my mom would take me and my brother to school, but my brother would go to school close to where we lived and always be early and on time. And then I would always be getting to school close to her job right as school was starting. So I
Oh,
wasn't late. I just didn't have any extra time.
you know?
So I was always mad back in the day when I would be late because of the fact that I would never have that extra time with this boy. So as far as I can remember, my mom even told me that when we went to see the movie Look Who's Talking,
Oh, yeah.
when the sperm are fertilizing the egg in the beginning, I was 4 or 5. And I looked at my mom and I said, "That's how babies are made." And my mom said, "Don't tell your older brother." So
Oh,
I didn't know the like physicality of it, but I
yeah.
understood like what was happening. And I think it was like driving. Like I just knew how to drive. Like stick, I can't. But manual, like you just kind of can understand. Maybe a past life. I don't know. I don't believe
Mm-hmm.
in that. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's my earliest kind of things of Miami. But education did not really come to me. And when I did come out, my family was very like my mom, and they all knew like I was dressed like the Wicked Witch of the West when I was 4 in full drag. I loved the Spice Girls and TLC, and I would like be so clearly homosexual. I'll send you some kid pics so you could be
Yes.
like, that was a gay kid. Like
Oh my God.
we're not sexualizing children.
No, absolutely not.
But I was a flamboyant homosexual. Uh, so I think my parents did the best that they could, and it
Yeah.
wasn't that bad.
That's great.
Yeah.
Especially with, my understanding of Latino culture, like that can be a very difficult thing because of like what is it called? Machismo?
Yes, my
Yeah.
dad is very much like, even though he's very masculine and very machismo in character, he is one of the only emotionally sound men that I know that were at 71 on the way over here too. I was talking to him just about life, just about my feelings, just about things that's my alarm.
It's time.
Oxnard.
We'll be back. Okay. So yeah. So tell me about, we were talking about your dad and how emotionally available he was. So you were talking about having your little stroll over here. Tell
Yeah,
me about that
yeah, because
call.
a lot of Latino men can be really machismo. They can really be like scared of their gay kids, or even just femininity in a straight boy.
Mm.
So I really appreciate that my dad has always been very like loving, very open to talk about our feelings. At 71, he's still very much intact to do so. So I'm very grateful for that. And even just the way that he and my brother love as masculine men, it's very goes against my experience with men in the world.
Yeah.
They're very loving, they're very intuitive, they anticipate the needs of their partners.
Mm.
They're like what I when we talk about that's a man, that's what I think of when I think of them. So just even coming out to them was really, really easy.
I love that.
It
I
was
love
it
that
was
that
harder
was
for
your
me and my brain.
of
Yeah.
course, because of everything that's around you too. So like that is such a powerful experience and my dad is like that too. He's Israeli, so like Israelis are very masculine. Like they're very not in a machismo way, but they're just like very men's men kind of thing. But also, and I don't know if this is all Israelis, but like my dad is so loving. He's so affectionate. My love language is acts of service because that's how my father loves and that's how he loves all of us. Is like I'm a car bitch. He never taught me how to do shit on my car, but he would always just do it for me. I'd be like, "Oh, this." He's like, "Oh, I changed this. I did this." He would just do things. And that is very much like that's just how he loves and but he's also very affectionate too. So it's such a powerful thing. And listen, when it comes to like emotional stuff, he really can't handle people being like sad or whatever. He's very much like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Like he wants to
Aw,
get to like,
that's literally my mother.
yes.
My dad is like, do you want to talk about it?
Oh my
I'm
God.
like,
Neither of my
do you
parents.
have time? My
Yes.
mom will literally be on the phone and I'll just start talking. She'll be like, washing dishes, pretending to
Ah!
listen. And then I'll be like, Mom, what was that? No, I completely agree. You are
Yeah.
absolutely right.
Yeah. No, my dad was very much like, or is, he's alive, thank God.
Hallelujah.
For a very long time. He's very much like, it's fine, it's fine. He he loves to say that he's like, there's an old Chinese proverb that says a mountain was built one pebble at a time. And it's like a Confucius saying, and it's like,
It goes with
once
everything.
1,000 steps, but he's like always mixing up this saying quote or whatever. It's fucking adorable.
I
Because
love that.
English is a second language too. And this is like a Chinese proverb. We're mixing so many languages. But the point is that like the power of having that masculine energy in your life that is also nurturing is so fucking powerful. And I wish more men had contact with that, whether it was coming to them or being giving from them, like whichever side it is. I truly deeply wish that more men had contact with that, especially from their parents, especially to their, other loved ones, because, shout out to Movember. That's like, they're a men's health organization that, it's all men's mental health, suicide prevention. That would prevent a lot of pain.
It really would. And I also like, I was home recently and I had my brother and my dad there, and I just talked to them very much the way that I just told you, that they were really great examples of men in my life and just how grateful I was for them, and just taking the time knowing that I had them physically with me to say that. And I love it because even though men are super performative in their masculinity, my family is I'm the emotional one, and my family is very practical and very humorous, if they're not sarcastic. So literally, I'm saying all of this and I finish, and my dad just goes,
Oh,
pretending.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
not
yeah.
actually crying. He's literally just making fun of the meme. And then my brother's like, okay, so we're going to watch this show now. And I love it because it's like, in spite, like even at one point I was like, I wanted to pick up my brother because I was just like, I was such a angry child that my brother got the brunt of it. And he was such a good, like I accidentally, but even accidentally, like like had like a broom and like hit his leg and he broke his arm. I know. And
Oh,
my punishment was I had to be a slave until the cast came off, and he never asked me to do anything. He was just like, just be on that side of the house.
sweetie, just stay the fuck away
So
from
it's
me.
such a practical approach to emotions that I really foundationally, it helps me in my crazy art life now, but it also helps me with reconnecting to them because I live so far away from them,
Yeah.
and wanting to make sure that the relationships don't just exist based off of past memories and past traumas and past things, and that we rebuild things slowly without making it too forced.
Mm.
So it's really fun to, as an adult, come back to like a lot of these things and like realize how great we have things sometimes,
Yeah.
especially with
Yeah.
men, because as a gay man, men, we are, a lot of us are traumatized in a way where we choose not to heal, or we cannot heal.
Mm.
And it's very healing to be around men that uh facilitate growth and positive responses.
Ugh.
and
Hold
i
the
and i
space for that.
and I choose to be one of those men, so
Yeah.
that long-winded monologue was for that.
No, I mean, I love that long-winded monologue, and something that you said in there. I don't remember exactly what you said, but it just made me think of like, it is not as easy for men to get the support, to get education, to get sex education, to get mental health support, to ask for help, to do all these things. First, because there actually are a lot of practitioners that won't work with men, because a lot of these practitioners and facilitators are women and they don't feel safe enough to do that with men. And so that's a very real thing. And like, more power to them for setting those boundaries and knowing their limits as a facilitator. That's really important. And I think we need to recognize that it is not as easy for men to seek out help because of the society and the culture that we live in, as it is for women, trans people, people who are anything other than straight and cis. it is easier inherently because we are marginalized. So there is more support and it's more acceptable that we would need that support because we're marginalized. But then you take someone who's in this traditional position of power, and besides the fact that there are people, there is a lot of help out there. So don't let that discourage you. But it is also a true statement that there are people who will not work with men because it is not safe for them to do so and because of their own traumas. But it's also in your heads, it's harder. In your egos, it's harder. Like, I just think that we need to hold space for the fact that it does take a little bit more for a man to go and seek out this help than it does for any of the rest of us, even though they need it more than the rest of us, because the rest of us need the help in most cases because of the men. So it's this really fucked up, like, it's fucked.
And that's the thing too. I think a lot of men, when you present them a problem, that's why a lot of them go, "Oh no, everything's gonna be fine." Because when
Yeah.
you present a problem to men, most of the time, initially their brain just starts where they're like, "I have to fix this problem."
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't actually.
Mhm.
Sometimes either a person wants to vent, sometimes they're looking for different things, and you are not the person to provide them, and that's fine. But it's like the idea too of just, when a man is asking for things, he's usually asking from the people around them, but those people 90% of the time don't have the answers.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest thing, I think, for men to kind of wrap their heads around, because if they're like, if I chose this person to be with me, they should complete me and they should be the only person, and this should be, and it's like, that's never the
No.
case. So if you have somebody that can choose to be with you, they can't also provide you with all the answers to your life and your trauma.
Yeah.
They are also dealing with their own. So I think the idea of ego really has to be broken down. And
Mm.
the performance of being a man also needs to be talked about more, because the idea of just telling boys to stand a certain way and all this stuff is the exact same thing as telling them as a theater director.
Yeah.
Like,
It is. Well, you're removing them from their own sense of autonomy and self and embodiment. Like, that is something that a lot of men are missing. And this is why I love doing sensual practices with men as a facilitator. Like, if you're with me, I really need you to go to another facilitator and learn that, and then let's do that together, please. I don't want to be your coach and your teacher. I want to be your woman. And it doesn't allow me to be in that space, right? So what I love, though, about on the facilitating side of those things is that so many men have not experienced sensuality on the receiving end, on the giving end either. But I love when men like feel something sensual, or like have feathers for the first time, or slowness, or like a lingam massage, which is a penis massage. Like, the lost art of the hand job, y'all. Like, slow, steady, lots of lube, and it's just like all encompassing. And it's like, it can be that way. You deserve that. We deserve that. Like, let's slow it all down. And believe me, you will be far better in bed for anyone you're fucking.
slow it down. I love that. That's going to be my motto for
Mm-hmm.
this year. Just slow
Just
it
slow
down.
it down. That's, for intimacy coordinating, almost every scene is going to look better if we slow it down. Burlesque, it will look better if you slow it down. Sex, it will feel better if you slow it down. Not saying that there are not those moments of inflection, right?
Absolutely.
We ebb and flow, but that's the
Absolutely.
journey. You have to go on a journey. Nobody wants a fucking jackrabbit. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. It was actually my best clip on on TikTok.
I'm like thinking about that.
Talking about the jackrabbit.
I'm thinking about that, but listen, there is a time and a place for a jackrabbit.
Exactly.
But it's not
time and a place.
But it's not
Not
all
the whole
time.
time.
Yeah, not the whole time.
Not the whole place. Let's be specific. Let's be intentional with that jackrabbit, you know?
Absolutely.
If you're building a building, you can't use that on the whole project, you know?
Yeah. That is amazing.
Yes.
I am a big bottom though, so I am not a jackhammer person. Like, I've never looked at someone's body and been like, I want to put my penis in there.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been like, do you want to put it in me?
Yes, please.
That's just the way my brain works.
I love that. I love that. I mean, that's, all of us have those different preferences. And in most cases, I don't want you to put it in me. I just don't. But, maybe, I don't know. But usually it's not good. So, not usually, but like, I have a sensitive body, and I just like other things. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I can suck a mean dick. So, like, there's so many ways to have sex. And it's not just sticking a penis in something. There are so many different ways that your penis can experience sex and pleasure.
Do the straights say side in a position now? Like, top, bottom, side? Do y'all?
No, not really.
Oh, because so it's a gay thing.
It would be like a switch, maybe.
Yeah.
Switch. Yeah.
No.
No, but I'm saying that's what like the straights would say. I don't know.
No, because a switch would be the both of them,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
A side is neither.
Oh.
It's just playing with like blowjobs, hand jobs, intimacy. Side is
I am
like
such a side.
y'all are here. I'm on the side. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not playing in this game. I'm just cheering you on. Yay! Maybe I can like be a little part of it.
That's
but
why group sex is fun, because you don't have to be the whole fucking meal.
Yeah.
Also, why I love polyamory. If you are putting your entire sexual needs on me, get the fuck out of here. Go please have sex with more people.
And in a perfect world, you could find someone who just your sexuality is like perfectly linked.
Yes.
And you just everything you need. You want to be a part of the conversation too?
She's like, it's time to play.
Do you have parts?
She's got thoughts. Well, you know what? No, I did have a partner with like, I'm telling you, our bodies were literally made to just have sex. He was a Scorpio. But like, that's what our bodies, ma'am, that's what our bodies were like made to do. Not a great couple. I did have a great time with him, loved dating him, but like sometimes if you're lucky enough, you meet someone, it's just like, oh, like we didn't have kinky sex at all. And I'm fucking kinky. It was just like, oh no, our bodies are just made to do this. And it's great when we do. So, like sometimes you do have those dynamics and that's super fun, but also incredibly rare.
But it's also, if you are going to go down the rabbit hole path of monogamy, then it's harder to find all of those things that make you happy sexually because of the fact that you're putting all of this on one person.
Yeah. It's an immediate ick for me if someone is like, oh, you're the only person I have sex with. I'm like, please don't do that. I don't like it enough. I'm not like, I am on the gray side of sexual. So I'm like, if it's real good, I am going to want you all the time. But in most cases, ma'am.
You want to take a little 2-minute break? You want to take a 2-minute break where I could just like play with her?
I have to just touch this toy for her.
No, I'll do it too. She said, listen, y'all been talking for 50 minutes according to your clock.
Oh my God.
Poor baby. I hear you. We're not ignoring you.
But look, she doesn't even want to touch it.
Look, she wants me to fuck around because she's like, you're the guest. And I don't know why you think you could just talk to my mom however long you feel like it without ignoring me. How dare you? What the fuck is happening over here? Yo, weird ass shit. I want to be in the podcast too. I love. Oh, you'll do it though.
I will place her upon you. Oh, okay, now we do this. Okay. This is.
Wait, I should put you this way so you get in the shot better.
There we go.
Are you okay now? Baby? Are you okay, baby?
Okay. All right. Oh my gosh.
We were talking about
before, because we're kind of at the end and then we're going to do Reddit stories.
Bless you. The Zoom time.
This old bitch.
She said, fuck Reddit.
I feel like I need to get like a secondary bench for the creatures so that when they want to come up here, they could just fucking come up here. I need to figure that out. I don't hate that either. I need to figure that out. So someone wants to build me something. Now I need a builder.
Yeah, we need Patreon. Every time you say Patreon, you post a link, right?
Patreon. Yes. Patreon. Build me. We need to build something for these little creatures. Or if you're a builder and you want to make something for me, let's talk. So what I do want to know is, because there are not that many men in burlesque and you are a man in burlesque, which is traditionally called boylesque, but I just saw someone, Jay Killam. Do you know who Jay Killam is?
I want to.
She just did the Plays Got Talent with us. Okay. And she does like this she does mask burlesque. So I call it masklesque.
Okay.
I have coined this term.
I love marketing, so I'll call it whatever people want as long as they come to the show.
But it's very like it was a lesbian Magic Mike. So she's a lesbian and she's a mask lesbian. That
sounds so hot.
It was so fucking hot. I'm going to show you clips of this performance after because like everyone in that room was wet. I do not care what the fuck your body parts were. Everyone was like, oh my God, I need to fuck right now, which was,
and I think there's so much sexuality attached to like femme bodies that like there's this like general love for the absence of like masculinity being
Yes.
sexualized.
Yes. But I'm curious so that's like maskless, which I think is like its own thing because it's really playing into like the masculine energy specifically. But I'm curious about your experience with burlesque and coming into it and like how you found your way and what it's like for you as a man in burlesque.
That is so many.
I know
That's
it's
so many
so many
questions.
questions and we only have like 10 minutes left of the
We have
actual
as
episode, but we can go long.
Yeah, we can go as long as you want. It's been interesting because I've been doing it for 15 years. So just the way we started was very DIY, guerrilla style,
Mm.
making very little money, but being very satisfied. Uh, and there was such an absence when I first started doing burlesque. I would attend shows that my female friends were doing,
Mm.
and in the audience there was nothing but women watching, and it wasn't a traditionally lesbian experience. It was just women cheering for women, and it was
Yeah.
just like we're out of college, we're trying to like still do art, we're not trying to go to the real world, and I would just edit their music. And I had the time of my life doing that. And then my best friend, who is a performer, Jeez Louise, we were
Ooh.
in college together before burlesque. She started doing burlesque, and when I was editing her music, she was like, you should audition. I was like, girl, nobody wants to see a man. This is a female. There's only girls performing. There was no men in the shows at that time. And she was like, yes, we all talk about it. We want to see men. And I said, heard. I'm going to listen to y'all and I'm going to try it. And at first I was an actor at that time, so I was getting heard, told no so much that I was just in that place of accepting rejection. So I never in my wildest dreams thought that this would stick. But when it kind of started clearly sticking in the beginning, I was like, let me just go all out and like move to LA and do and like try this full time. And as a man, when I first started, I would tap into a lot more of like feminine tropes and have heels and fishnets and do things. But the more that men got into it, they would adopt that style. So I just went back to playing like masculine tropes, like Boy Scout and a police officer, ACAB, and just like
Yeah.
a bunch of different things that I had just not seen on burlesque stages. So I still tried to make acts and performances that I don't necessarily see. And there's also, for lack of male representation, there's also very much, unfortunately, a lack of Latino representation in burlesque. There's not many of us doing it. There's a lot, but just in comparison to a lot of other races, there's just not, and ethnicities, there's not a lot of Latinos doing it. So I think being a man, in the beginning there was a lot of women just looking and being like, who the fuck is this dude backstage? And then you would perform and they'd be like, oh my god, we love you. Because
Yeah.
my performances are definitely masculine, but they have a lot of feminine energy in them,
Yeah.
because that's just who I am, and I try not to change that
Yeah,
too much.
I love your performances. I've seen you
Thank you.
several times now. I think the first time I saw you was hosting the Hollywood Burlesque Festival in 2023.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, which was amazing.
Thank you.
And I think that may have been the first time that I saw Pacey's on a Booty.
Ooh.
I think I don't remember, but like I just and I grew up in New York, so I've
Assholes. Have you been to the Slipper Room?
fucking love the Slipper
You
Room. Are you
that was
kidding?
my goal, to perform there, and I did it last year finally.
Yay!
I was so excited.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
Slipper Room, House of Yes. Like, yeah, we have incredible theaters. And I'm so privileged to have grown up in New York theater. So, like, when I was younger, my class trips were going to fucking Broadway. Like, I went to
So
like
jealous.
off Broadway, like a not fancy play was like going to an off Broadway or off Broadway or like, and you know, I have been around burlesque for as far back as I can remember. Like, I would go to comedy shows, I'd go to burlesque shows. So where burlesque did really disappear from like, I don't know, maybe the 80s when strip clubs came out, like burlesque kind of disappeared. And it did. I mean, obviously I was like a child in the 80s, but you know, late 90s, I was a teenager. So that's really when I started going to the city and going to shows and like hanging out in the city. So I remember seeing burlesque from the earliest age. And I feel like I did see men then. I don't know. I can't remember because
You
I have a
probably
terrible
did. You
memory. I
probably
think so.
you probably did, because the godfather of burlesque, Tigger,
Yes.
is very notable, and he is an incredible performer, an incredible person, and he was definitely performing. And like, but a lot of the burlesque performers, especially in the late '90s, when they talk about burlesque, they just talk about it being more like it was punk rock and not actually giving it the name burlesque.
Yeah.
Like, still calling it stripping, still calling it just its own thing.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting, because the resurgence of burlesque is built off of so many femme and female bodies.
Mhm.
unlike the origins of burlesque, where it was just a couple brothers running all of the women and, you know, doing weird ass shit.
Yeah.
So, but even though they were making a lot more money than we were, I think the coolest thing about burlesque and the growth of it, even with a pandemic, is the growth of it. The fact that people are still finding out about it, that people still don't know about it.
Yeah.
There's so much more room to grow. It's also the fact that drag has become mainstream has really allowed us to like see not a trajectory of what we can be, because I would hate for burlesque to be mainstream. I don't want 13-year-old kids on the internet telling me how to strip.
No.
But I love,
and it's essentially, it's different because there's stripping involved. So,
and that's I like that boundary
I agree.
of what keeps the audience separate from just being a mainstream audience.
Yeah. And drag, to your point, that is also what I think about when I think about some of the formative theater that I was exposed to, and like erotic theater that I was exposed to. And it was like blue comedy, burlesque, drag, like just weird acrobatics and shit. And the thing that I really love about burlesque is that it's just be your weird fucking self, but do it sexy.
Yeah.
Like it's
that greatest piece of advice I ever got was be yourself. And I remember just being like, a Latino gay man, like I got a lot of commentary just on that.
Yeah.
And the idea too of like burlesque, some people think, especially nowadays, they think it can be a little bit more like what the classic term of it, where it just needs to be serious and strippy, but it's very much a comedic expression. It's very much a political expression. And I love the idea of being both comedic and political, but mostly comedic, because so many people in this country are so deterred from sex.
Yes.
That then when they also expected just an all-girl show and then a random guy is thrown on them, it's really fun to kind of deter what their expectations are going to be. And just kind of, I think that's why a lot of, especially straight men, are very much like, I love you so much, because they, even if they can't articulate it, they see themselves in what I'm doing. And even if we're not gay, even if they just, there's a part that they haven't accessed yet, or they have and they're okay with showing it. But that's one of like the coolest things about being a man in burlesque, because I think it gives the opportunity for other men to kind of be a little more appreciative of like their sexuality.
Yeah. And I think burlesque for all genders gives people permission. It gives you permission to have any body that you have, because burlesque is for any and every body. That is a very important thing. Rosie gets it. But burlesque is for everybody. And it really is like when you lock in and you're at a show, you're literally just watching someone vibe on stage. And yes, there's obviously like skill and technique and like hours of costuming. I mean, my craft card is right there. I put it in my radio flyer. Otherwise, it was like in the tower. I have like a table tower thing that I built up. This is usually used. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm not working on costumes while I'm filming. So, which I have a show on March 1st. So I have to, I mean, I have another costume that I can use.
You got a lot. You got some time.
I have some time.
But I love, to your point, I love the idea of when you go to a show, there is a there are guidelines, and there is a lot of conversation about consent and respect, and understanding that if you do come into it with a wrong sense of what to expect, we're gonna explain it to you and expect it out of you. And I think that kind of, it's like the one thing of, there's a lot of shows that'll be like, oh, we're going to talk to the kittens that are picking up your clothing like kids, and be like, well, I don't like that. We're all adults, we're getting naked. But it is like reprogramming people's brains to be like, I understand that you think we're just going to sit here and touch a bunch of naked bodies because you just saw a couple clips on the internet, but we're actually going to give you a lesson first, and we're going to talk to you. We have rules. And just the idea of consent is not supposed to be something that is limited to those four walls. That it should be something that regular folk that have not really thought about consent should add to every aspect of their lives. Whether you're talking about other people's lives, why are you talking shit about other people if you don't know them? That consent, worry about yourself. Like, just the idea of when you want to talk to somebody, why are you touching them?
You don't need to touch to talk.
at all.
Mm-mm.
So I think people kind of understanding boundaries
Mm-hmm.
will really help consent in the
Yeah.
future.
I think I'm a consent director. So like anytime we can talk about consent, introduce it in a new way, make it fun, make it sexy is like, yes, let's go. For the play, when I do my consent talks, we have artistry is a big thing with this community. And so we do themed parties. Every party, there's a theme. And I make my consent talk completely. It's a fucking performance, right? Like I need to capture people's attention. I need them to hear what I'm saying. There are a lot of points that I make in there. I talk about a lot of things. It's a kind of long consent talk, but also not that long because I keep it tight. But it is a performance in and of itself. So my job is always to, how do I call people in? How do I make this conversation interesting? How do I keep it on theme so that's fun? And I have every single party, and even in between parties, I have so many people that are like, I fucking love your consent talk. I've never heard anybody talk about consent the way that you do. I've never heard it presented the way that you do. I get excited. I'm like, ooh, how's she going to talk about it this time? And that is a really fucking exciting thing because we don't talk about consent. So when we can integrate this like fun, artistic, it's not so fun. It is very, very serious, but we don't need to approach it in a way that is scary and serious and whatever. So I do love that.
And the language you use also will be parroted back.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
people will literally use what you're teaching them to teach others.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like one of the coolest parts about it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Am I making you comfortable?
Are you ready to go
like,
down, Rosie? We are.
I feel like I'm not holding you right, and I feel like you just want to get comfy, and now you're better.
Just always that. Yeah, that's so my well, I shouldn't say what my license plate is. I'll tell you what it is after the show,
Heard.
But it's because of this little thing that you're doing with the face there.
Yeah, I could tell that her face was like, I need to rest, but like your legs are not that comfortable,
Yes.
But I want to also be up here. So
Yeah.
I'll make
She's
your life
so
now.
funny.
Now she's fine. Now she's not moving.
We are going to shift to the Reddit stories. But before we go, I am going to have you tell people where to find you. Let me make sure that, I have your story up. So I'm going to, I'll read the thing before we go. Actually, I'm going to read it now. I don't know what order I've been doing these things, but this, we're only going to do it on the Patreon. So if you want to hear us talk about this story, you're going to have to go to the Patreon. But the title of the post is, my 31 female husband, 33 male of 4 years, doesn't take our role playing seriously when we have sex. He purposely takes his characters way over the top. Then it says, I'm not the original OP. The original OP is there. And it comes from a thread, role play gone bad. I'm going to have to dig into that one. Okay. And then we'll read the story. We're going to read the story over there. Maybe I'll click on this one. But anyway, but for now, tell people where to find you.
You can find me. TitoBonito.com has all of the links accessible there.
Yes. And it is going to be in the show notes. And I do have one super quick question.
Ask away.
Cuban Missile Crisis. Because I'm trying to think of a tagline for myself. My burlesque name is Miss Ella DeVille, which I don't know. Maybe I'll keep the miss. Maybe I won't. I don't know if it's fun. But anyway, taglines are really fucking hard. And you have such a good one. The Cuban Missile Crisis of burlesque.
It was the chicken before the egg. The tagline came before. That was actually going to be my original stage name.
Oh my God.
It was like Cuban Pete. Then it was just Cuban Missile Crisis. But then I was like, a first, middle, and last name is not Cuban. I do not want these white people out in these streets calling me Cuban.
Exactly.
So Cuban Missile Crisis was what I thought was perfect because it was a tease. Like, it was a big, like, we're going to go to World War III.
We're going big.
We go. It's fine. We're not going to go.
No,
everything is
we're
great.
not doing it.
It's
just
letting you know, I can show my dick, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, it's here.
It's kind of,
it's here.
And I like the idea of being like, I'm Cuban, which I actually am, so I can make the joke. And even though Missile Crisis lends to a big penis, it can also lend to a small one.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not shaming anyone for that. But Cuban Missile Crisis is definitely like, I tell people, even when they're introducing me, you don't even have to get my stage name correct. If you just say Cuban Missile Crisis,
yeah.
Right, Rosie? I'll be happy.
I love that. She approves.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, you can find me at, if you can spell my name, Arielle Zadok, but birds and bees don't fuck without the U everywhere. Head on over to Patreon so you can listen to us gab on this story because it's going to be super fucking fun. And my burlesque name is Miss Ella DeVille, so you can follow me there too if you want to. Thank you so much for coming on the show. This has been, I could literally, there's so many things that I could talk to you about, but we have to keep this to an hour and we're also over an hour.
So you'll have me back?
Yes.
Okay, cute. Thank you so much for having me, Arielle. I really appreciate it. It's such a fun talk.
Yes. Okay, well, we're going to see you over on Patreon, but otherwise we'll see you next week. Bye.